Alright, what's up? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Chumbles, and I'm back. It's been a while, but this is something that I probably should talk about and try and voice it out to all of my YouTube subs that haven't seen it yet. So basically, we got a response from a rioter saying that he was looking into possibly changing Nidalee into helping her. He specifically said help her in the mid lane, but I'm hoping he means just like Nidalee in lane. I don't know how you really help AP Nidalee mid without helping Nidalee top at the same time, unless you're just increasing AP ratios, which 100% will destroy Nidalee and make her a pick ban again, or basically just 100% ban, which nobody wants. So what I'm going to talk about are the changes that I personally think Nidalee should get in how they can properly balance her between being a laner and being a jungler, which in my opinion is not very hard, and it'd be cool to playtest it, but obviously I'm not able to do that and give you guys like exact numbers, what would actually be, fair for both people. And yeah, let's just go into it. So there's basically like 2 or 3 that I think are the best. This one that I'm going to go over right now is probably going to be number 1, in which I think is the most simple way to buff lane Nidalee, but also nerf jungle Nidalee just to slow her down for the compensation of the buffs, obviously. So, and by the way, this doesn't mean I want jungle Nidalee dead. I don't know why. I don't know why the jungle Nidalee players think I want jungle Nidalee just gone. I want it to be toned down so that Nidalee in lane gets buffed, which I think is completely fair. But yeah, I just want to make that clear before going ahead with all this. So let's look over patch 6.21. So this patch was pretty big for Nidalee, and what it talks about is cooldown increase, cooldown increase, cooldown increase. Now, what I think Riot could do, since this also was a nerf to lane Nidalee because of the Primal Surge heal being changed, as it's just not better for Nidalee top, right? It's okay for Nidalee mid, but it's not that good for Nidalee mid either. But I don't think they're going to change this. So an easier way to go around the heal nerf is give her back these cooldowns. These cooldowns are so important to Nidalee. Having low cooldowns on your Cougar spells especially are very important. So I think revert these 3. And I also think that they should bring back her auto attack reset. Something that so many people complained about. People that were top lane Nidalee players, that were mid lane Nidalee players, that were jungle Nidalee players. There's jungle Nidalee players that quit this game because of the auto attack reset change. Let's see if I can find it. Right here. So, patch 6.15 removed. Resetting basic attack timer on cast. Now, I don't give a shit about the it was because he was broken, blah blah blah. Right, just spewing shit out of their ass at that point. That was just a bullcrap excuse. They got rid of it because of Worlds. They didn't want Nidalee to be broken during Worlds, even though what was broken was actually the runes and how fast Nidalee could clear the jungle, gain a crap ton of golden XP, and then just roll over everybody. And that's what happened. That's not a factor anymore. Jungling is a lot slower, it's a lot less rewarding, and having something that can help you clear is obviously good, but this really, really, really affects top lane and mid lane Nidalee. This would probably be my most wanted thing back, because it just helps so much in dueling, that it's just something you want in your kit. Like, if you go 3 seasons, let's just say 3 seasons with having a mechanic in the game. This isn't an ability, this is a mechanic in her kit that allows her to play more smoothly, a lot less clunky, and gives her damage. Good Nidalee players could abuse this in a way, but the bad ones didn't even know what they were doing. They didn't even know this was a thing. So the fact that they removed it and then just changed a bunch of other stuff was a band-aid fix for the time. And now that time changed, and we're in a season where Nidalee top can fight other people. You guys have seen in my videos, I absolutely murdered a Renekton the other day. But if God forbid I go against a tank, a actual good Riven player, there's these bruisers that you actually used to be able to fight back. It used to be a really fun lane, and now you just get steamrolled because you don't have enough in your kit. You're too slow. First of all, your movement speed is slow, but you're just too slow with what you have to compete with what other people can get. So like I said, this is probably the biggest thing that I would want, is the auto attack reset. I think a lot of people feel the same way. Now, how do you compensate for this? So how are you going to give her these cooldowns back, as well as the auto attack reset? Now, the way that I see this, there's only really a few ways they can do this. One is they need to change this. So what they need to do is, see, this was kind of their logic, right? They go, okay, we're going to take this out, this thing that gives her the ability to clear fast. We're going to take that out, but we're going to compensate with giving her the ability to do more damage to the jungle monsters. That way, she's still clearing, relatively fast. So if we're going to bring back the auto attack reset, just nerf this back. If this has to be 30 to compensate for these cooldown buffs, then, by all means. Because what you're doing is you're bringing more to her kit as a champion and less to her kit when fighting a monster. So, I've seen people say, well, then she's going to be broken in skirmish. She's not. That's not how League works. She's not just going to automatically become broken. Your jungle clear is going to be slower. Obviously, these numbers, I don't know, maybe it has to be 25, I don't know. I can't play test it to 100% tell everybody, but so you're going to be slower in the jungle. That means less gold, less XP. That means people have more of a chance to invade you. And if they do, you can skirmish. It's not really a hard concept, you're bringing power back into her kit. That's the whole point of this. I don't know why people are arguing that, because that's what, everybody was trying to argue. Everybody's saying, why the hell is there so much invested in her doing damage to monsters when you could just take some of that out and bring that back into the damage that she does as a champ, as a whole champ. So this is basically just number 1. I think this is the best one by far. I think this is the easiest way they can make Nidalee top and mid lane really good. And I think that's how they have to nerf her jungle, just to slow her down, make her less powerful when clearing camps. And that way, she'll be on par with, some other champs. But she'll also be stronger in fights, which makes, League actually fun. So this is number 1. Let me know if you guys agree with this in the comments. And I'll go over number 2. Alright, now, number 2. Number 2 is going to be a little more about her actual base stats. So this one gets tricky because you don't want to make this overpowered, but at the same time, this is a way to fix a champion. It's pretty simple. It's how you can fix certain champions by just nudging them a bit into the right direction, and then they can become really good champs. So now base stats, when you think of base stats, it's basically the damage the champion does with, well, damage and resistances that the champion has with 0 items and 0 runes. So first, let's go to magic resist growth increase. So this is good. They actually gave her some magic resist, which is, that's always good. But this number is so goddamn minimal. It, in mid lane, that's almost so negligible it won't even matter. So I think they should increase this a bit, especially since he said that he wants Nidalee back. Well, you gotta give her some goddamn resist, man. Like, how is she supposed to compete? She has no wave clear other than her swipe, which we'll get into that next. So match resist growth increase. Nudge it up a bit. Don't make this thing ridiculous, don't make it basically an item or whatever, because, God forbid, Riot overbuffs this champ. So I'd say buff this just a bit, because we're not done. Next, base attack damage. I think this could be buffed a bit as well. Actually, is this the one that was... Yeah, this is the one that was finally buffed. So this one buffed a bit. She did get some good buffs for the... when they took out the runes. So this was kind of good. But if you're going to make this champ, good in lane, this is what you're going to have to do. You're going to have to do either what I said in the first part, or in this one, or in the next one. So... Oh, cool. Legacy border was restored. I didn't even know that. Anyways. So buff her damage a bit. It doesn't have to be insane again. It can be like... You can buff this to like 63. And that actually does make a pretty big difference. So I'd say like 63, 64, 65. And then base armor. I'd buff this to either 29 or 30. Base health increase. I'd say I just leave this alone. This one is actually fine. And I think the health increase is also fine. Because you don't want to overtune this champ, right? You don't want to make her too broken. You want to give her small but significant buffs that just help her kit. Now, if you're going to do all this, again, I recommend that you go back and you go, okay, where the hell is it? Okay, so then you guys say to yourself, okay, well, we just buffed her stats, so let's maybe tone this down a bit. Now, this is what I want to, obviously, monsters, right? Or, sorry, this part right here. I want that to monsters. Lower it a bit. I don't know how much you would have to lower it to compensate for base stats buffs. I imagine it's not that much, since you're not buffing her AD ratios that much. But again, if you lowered this even more, and brought even more power to her base stats, like, for example, you go, okay, we're going to lower it to 30. 30 might seem like harsh or whatever. So you go to, as a Riot or whoever is working on her, you go, okay, let's buff this to 65. Let's put this to 32. Let's put this to 550. And let's put this to 90. If we're going to slow her down in the jungle so much that it's to increase her overall stats in a benefit to her kit again, then I think that's just way better than having her be able to clear the jungle, which is, you know, right now just so negligible. Like, being a jungler that can clear the jungle fast is like, it's garbage, you know? It doesn't really matter in this season. It's not of the utmost importance. You know, I've seen people do 3 camps, or 3 camps, and get level 4. I'm like, what the hell is this game? What is happening, dude? So the fact that she can just clear camps or whatever shouldn't be her. Like, the rest of her kit shouldn't suffer because of the fact that she can clear camps faster. Like, what the hell is that? That's not a game mechanic. That's just boring. It just, wow, she can clear blue buff faster. Wow, congratulations. Like, you know, she's basically clearing at almost the same speed as like Lee Sin, for example. So I don't really understand the point. I'd rather have her be able to clear slower, but give her more power, which helps. It does actually help jungle Nidalee, and it also helps mid and top and, you know, bot or whatever. So overall, I think this is just how they should go forward with this and how they should change Nidalee for the better moving forward. And now number 3, which I think could basically be number 2/number 1, because it kind of falls under the same kind of categories that I was talking about. We're gonna stick with having the cooldowns. We want the cooldowns. That's something that's really important to Nidalee overall. So cooldown increase, all this good stuff. Or sorry, decrease from the increase, like just revert these. And what I'm gonna go into is, instead of the auto attack reset, say Riot's like, hard no, we don't want to give you the auto attack reset. It was broken. It was a dumb mechanic. It should never have been in the game. Blah, blah, blah. Well then, you know, we have to say, okay, so no reset mechanic, but we are going to give the cooldowns. We're going to give a bit back to base stats, like maybe increase base armor to 30. We're going to lower the damage she does to the monsters. We're going to lower this back again. I don't know the exact number, but we'll lower it to, like, say 30 just to keep it at an even number. We'll lower this back to 30. And then we're going to go into her cougar form. And there's a few ways that they could buff her swipe, which I think needs to be buffed. This ability is it feels so useless, but it shouldn't be, because the way Nidalee's cougar form works with her Q is 1% of the target's missing health, so you do more the lower they get, right? So your combo should essentially be human form, Q, auto attack, switch form, W, swipe. Depending on the cooldowns, you could W again, but we're just gonna acknowledge that you can't W again. We're gonna swipe and then Q. That's how the order should go. That's how you're supposed to maximize all the damage in your kit in one combo. But right now, you can't do that, because when you jump on somebody, Nidalee doesn't have enough base move speed to keep up to swipe while they're still moving. Because if you swipe, a lot of the time, if you don't have any movement speed enhancers, they are simply just going to walk away, and then you can't get your Q off, which is obviously a huge part of your damage. So what I think they should do is they should go, okay, here, you're going to get an increase on swipes damage. I don't know how they're going to do it. Maybe, I don't think they should change the AP ratio, by the way. If anything, I think they should do what they did with Q and add an AD ratio. I don't know how much they want to add it, how much they want to, add towards it. I'd say something around these same numbers is completely fine. This helps lane Nidalee a lot. It helps mid lane a lot, because again, this is her way of wave clearing. You jump on the minion wave, you swipe it, which is why I say don't touch the AP stats, because you don't want her to become broken, right? You don't want her to be too strong. No Nidalee player wants her to be pick ban. Nobody. So I'd say add an AD scaling to swipe. I think that's how you would, compensate, give it more power, make it an actually useful spell, in regards to your combo, of course. And then Riot says, look, you're going to get compensated for using swipe. If you swipe the target and then Q, which should be your combo, you're going to get compensated in overall damage. But right now that's not how it works, because people are just going WQ. They don't even use swipe. Everybody goes, okay, I'll swipe after if they live. And it's like, what the hell? That's not how the combo should work, That's not how the kit's made to be. So I think if Riot was to, just to conclude the 3 that I made, I think if a Riot was to change Nidalee, they need to figure out how do we slow her down, which I think is you just slow her down with the damage she does to monsters. Maybe nerf Pounce's damage a bit. Maybe. I don't know if they should really do that, but I will say if nerfing the damage a bit does give the auto attack reset back, by all means nerf it. I don't give a shit. Just nerf it and we'll move on with our lives. But I do truly think that number 1 is the best option. This is the best way to sort of buff Nidalee, but also nerf her and slowing her down in the jungle so she isn't broken. Obviously, like I said, I can't play test what numbers are good. Maybe what I said is too much. Maybe they need to just put 5.5 cooldown instead of 6. I don't know what the exact numbers should be, but it should revolve around the certain components I spoke about, which are the auto attack reset, cooldowns, base stats, and it should be, trying to actually make Nidalee's combo good, both in AP and AD, right? So I'm not trying to advocate, just kill AP Nidalee jungle, put that into just AD Nidalee again. That's not what I'm saying. I just want Nidalee to be overall balanced. Riot said they want champs that can play multiple roles. Well, this is a champ that literally can, if you make these small little changes that go a huge way towards the champ overall. So that's everything for me. Hopefully, you guys agree, or if you disagree, put in the comment section below. Tell me what you think. Also, let me know if you do agree and you think these are changes that are good. Moving forward, I think this will probably be my video to kind of be like the last stand, I guess, for wanting to advocate to Riot that us lane Nidalee players really want this. We really want these changes. We want, to play the game, have fun again, play the champ that we have for years, and, even give an opportunity to the people that didn't. There's so many people that are like, I wish I could play AP Nidalee mid because it looked fun. Well, these small changes could bring her back, especially just in solo queue. These changes aren't meant to be, bring her to Korean Challenger, rank number 1, LCS, LCK, all that stuff. This is just supposed to make her good in solo queue. So, again, if you guys agree or disagree, let me know. If you guys want, you can follow my Twitter, my Twitch, and all that good stuff. I will be posting this, on Reddit and stuff, so hopefully we can get the word out. Hopefully you guys can support me in this and, really bring Nidalee back. It's something that I personally really want, and I know there's some of you that really want this as well. So thanks for watching. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Peace.